What's going on, everyone? Anthony here with HD Toys, and welcome back to another video. I'm so sorry I haven't uploaded a video in a while. I think it's been about almost a month now, or very close to it. It's been an even longer while since I've uploaded a review video. There just weren't very many figures that I was actively looking for, so I didn't have very much I wanted to review. But as some of you may or may not know, Amazon went ahead and released the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 8 way ahead of the street date, or at least part of the wave. They released SPD Pink, the Dino Thunder Blue, and the Lost Galaxy Red. For whatever reason, they're still holding the Zeo Green back to the street date in April for whatever reason. I know there was a few people saying, oh, it's probably because it's one per case, so whoever ordered it first got theirs first. But I ordered this like the second they went live, and I don't think that's the case because nobody, and I mean nobody, has posted that they got the Zeo Green yet from Amazon. So for whatever reason, they only released part of the wave, and here it is, SPD Pink. Well, I mean, it's your typical Lightning Collection box. You have the box art that wraps around to the side, nice little pose on the back, more of the box art, window figure, pink at the top, legalese at the bottom. There's already something wrong I can see with her helmet, but I will get into that during the review. So let's crack this open and see how cool she actually is. So here we have Sid out of packaging, SPD 5, and it's a pretty good looking figure. But before we get into her, what do you say we go ahead and take a quick look at all of her accessories? So obviously she comes with the 2 trigger finger hands out of the box. Then we have 2 more hands, one for her morpher hand. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus here. Go. So we got the morpher holding hand, we got 1 closed fist, we got these useless blast effect pieces that you guys know I don't like. We have part of her Delta Striker, so you can combine them like so, the long one or the short one, obviously. And if you don't want to combine them, you can just go ahead and throw it into the holster like so. There we go. And then put the short stick into this one. You have it. Next up, you have her morpher itself. For whatever reason, I'm not sure what's going on. I guess call it Hasbro's inconsistency. They decided to go and make the morpher silver instead of the normal white. Odd choice. I really don't understand what Hasbro is doing. They have it right on the other morphers. It's white like it should be. But now, for whatever reason, her morpher is silver, so you're going to have the inconsistencies going throughout with there. And then you have her head sculpt right here, which isn't a bad head sculpt by any stretch of the means. It's a pretty good looking head sculpt. I don't know if I would say this is Sid, but it's a good looking head sculpt. Go ahead and pop this off. Pop that on there so you can see how she looks. Get the camera to focus. So yeah, it's a good looking head sculpt, just not very accurate to the likeness of the in real life actor, in my opinion. So while I have the helmet on, I'm just going to go ahead and mention the fact that, once again, their inconsistency. I'll give them this. They are very consistent about being inconsistent. So as you can see here, the helmet itself is missing the white outline that normally would wrap around the entire helmet visor right here, as they did with the Blue Ranger. So as you can see here, they got the white correct all the way around. It's a little thick down here, but they still got it. And then for the red one, for whatever reason, they went with a silver outline, and they didn't even wrap it all the way around. They just like swooshed it all the way back to right about there. Couldn't even meet at the point. And so, yeah, very inconsistent. So their helmets are by far nowhere near consistent with what they should be. The morphers aren't consistent with what they should be. But you know what? That's Hasbro for you. This wouldn't be a review if I didn't point out the things wrong with the figures itself. But overall, it's a good looking figure. I'm glad the pink on this wall, it's not perfectly matched. There are some shades that are just a tad bit off to the body as they are to like the limbs. Not as bad as the Kimberly Pink Ranger where like it's completely off. So this is a good step in the right direction with the pink. Let's see, they went ahead and painted the logo on this time instead of molded on. Back seems to be painted very well, no mishaps on my end. Belt looks okay. Looks what should be SPD right there, but clearly does not say SPD. SPD logo right there on her chest. But for whatever reason, they opted to go for a black outline instead of the silver, as they did with the other one. So if I can get one in right here, you can see right there that the SPD logo is with a white or a silver background, and for whatever reason this one is with the black background, which is not correct at all. It should also be silver. So yes, not bad. So what do you say we go ahead and get into articulation? All right, as far as articulation goes, she has a full 360 at the head, a little side to side, more than most Rangers get. She can look up about that far, down about that far, full 360 at the shoulders. Arms can go out about that far, butterfly joints, let you go in that far, back very far. You got a single jointed elbow, which is a shame. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Already starting to bend or like crack right there at the elbow joint, which is kind of sad. These things need double jointed elbows and badly. Here's a better look. This actually started to happen as I was bending it. It looks like some of the plastic was still stuck to the inside. Such a shame. And then you got the swivel at the elbow. You got a swivel at the wrist. Wrist hinges in and out. Okay. Upper diaphragm. Rotate about that much. Full 360. Very little side to side. Lower ab crunch. Doesn't look like it does very much going forward for whatever reason, but it'll go back about that much. See, make sure the belt's not in the way. Looks like the belt's in the way a little bit, so it'll go forward about that much. Ball jointed hips. She'll do the splits about that far. Kick forward about that far. Kick backwards about that far. Upward thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Boot cuff. Hasbro ankle rockers. Go side to side. Forwards, backwards. Peg holes at the bottom. So your standard female Power Rangers Lightning Collection articulation. Very good figure. I really wish they would just hurry up and implement some double jointed elbows into the female figures. I know they're going to start doing with the G.I. Joe figures, but you know, that's a whole different team and a whole different budget. For whatever reason. But let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons. Okay, so here we have her next to her other teammates, Sky and Jack. As you can see, the inconsistencies in the helmets is actually quite annoying. I wish the white is the correct color. This one has no outline at all. This one has silver, but only part way through. I wish they just would have been consistent with one, whether it be all white, halfway silver, or just none at all. Just, you know, try to be consistent. And then her morpher holding hands, the female version of it just won't hold this morpher. So you got to put in some like sticky putty or something to make that stay in there if this is how you're going to want to pose them, because the female version of these hands will not hold the morpher whatsoever. Okay, and just because here she is next to the other figures in this wave that Amazon decides to release, the Lost Galaxy Red and the Dino Thunder Blue. So all Amazon needs to do now is finally release Adam Zeo Ranger Green, and then we'll have all of Wave 8. But yes, that is it for this review. Sorry, it's kind of short. Trying to get back into the swing of things mentally. I just wasn't ready for this. It just kind of showed up on my doorstep out of nowhere. So if you guys want to see the other reviews of the Lost Galaxy Red and the Dino Thunder Blue, make sure to subscribe. Those will be out later on this week. And until next time, guys, later.